everyone. It's been a while since I've been on, and I wanted to say hello and give you an update as to what's going on in my life. As you see, I am on the beach, and it's actually pretty nice out right now. Just a minute ago there was a downpour of rain, but the clouds have been just going by, and then the sun breaks through, and it's pretty much like life sometimes, where you have these rough spots and then the sun gleams through and you're like, okay, everything's okay, and you have some peace and tranquility. And what I'm trying to do right now is to get to a place where that peace and tranquility is there no matter what is going on. And I've been talking about this for a very long time, but I have struggled with this since my kids have been taken. I've struggled to accept that this has happened to me, and there's still feelings of embarrassment, of frustration, of confusion, of hurt, of pain. Many emotions have been surfacing, and I have been noticing some of my old patterns and coping mechanisms that I actually had forgotten about or didn't put a lot into, that I've realized as I start to detox. I hit a point where my emotions really rise up and I have a very difficult time. So what I did in the past as a gymnast is I had a lot of bulimic tendencies, and food was something that I used in order to numb the pain. And food is used to celebrate and to do all kinds of things. So living at the beach or near the beach and stuff like that, what did my family used to do? We would go to the beach, and that was the time where we would get together and we would have some meals, go out to Moe's and some different places and just enjoy. Same with holidays and all of that stuff. Everything really surrounded food in my life, and there was a lot of emotion connected. And so what I just have noticed is all of a sudden I want to binge on foods. Of course, I've gotten to a place, like I've talked about, that is better than where I was, if you want to look at it and rate it in that way. I'm trying not to do that as much, but it just comes out that way. I feel like I am choosing better eating habits, better food sources, even when I get to those places. But then after I eat more, because I just feel like I can't fill that empty void, then I want to exercise. I want to not eat anything, and it's really been something that I've had to look at, and I'm trying to be as compassionate with myself as possible. Something else came to mind this last week is that I remember my grandma doing the same thing. She would actually go and she would throw up after she ate, and yeah, so it's been something that I've struggled with, and so detoxing has been more difficult for me, and I have to actually look at this and realize this so that I can transcend it and start to really stand on my own 2 feet and empower myself. I know that the keys are within. I know detoxing is the path that I've been led to because of what has happened in my life and my reliance on food to work through these things, escape them, numb them. I can't really call it working through them, but that was kind of what I thought I was doing at the time. So I thought I would just come on here and talk to you guys a little bit about this and just share that as I've been sitting and looking to see what is rising up in me, what emotions are coming at this time, what patterns are being set. Even though I've broken out of old ones, then new patterns I'm recognizing that I am repeating. And so it's important for me to continue to just love myself awake, and to take the time out, and to continue to form a relationship with food that is going to be helpful to me, and to know that we're on the same team. Healthy food is here for me to help me to grow and to heal and to no longer be bound to this physical, dense world. You know, I think that had things gone differently in my life, I'd be struggling with some other things. But it's been hard for me to accept that this has happened to me and to rise above it completely, because it just seems so unreal that someone's kids can be taken based on false allegations, based on retaliation. And that's the frustrating part about this, is that the system that is in place does not work for families. It is working for the corporate state, for the counties, for the city. And it makes it really hard because the so-called courts, these so-called family courts, do not provide a means or a way or an avenue for moms and dads to have their voices be heard, and they're not working for us. And so we have to learn how to take our power back, how to live in the private instead of the public, and how to stand in honor at all times when things around us seem like they are falling apart. And there's a lot going on in the world right now, a lot of chaos, there's a lot of emotions coming in, there's a lot of hidden things that are coming to light. And so each one of us, as we continue to heal, we are able to shine brighter and brighter. And so I think that this is a good thing in realizing what's been going on with my relationship with food. I have talked about it, but there's deeper issues that I have to come to terms with and learn to rise above, to transcend, to heal from. And I know there's lots of people out there with similar stories. It's also very important to make sure we're continuing to come together and to know about what's going on in these corrupt systems, and also how to be there for our little ones. I know for many moms and dads, they don't even know where their little ones are in the system because they've been lost in the system, or they've been killed or murdered in the system, either by foster parents or by the so-called health care system, the medical system that's out there in place, thinking they know what they're doing, but using barbaric, very old, outdated medicine, if you want to call it that. It's all treatment based, it's all pharmaceutical driven, and so many people are being hurt by this. In these homes, our little ones are over 6 times more likely to be abused within these foster homes than in their regular homes, and there is no trial by a jury of one's peers. At this level where most people are in their consciousness, that would at least give people a voice, and where the judge is not running the show or the DA is not actually running the show, instead you are having a fair trial. That would help a lot of people and bring them out of this survival mode. And that's what I'm seeing a lot of, is that we get stuck in fear and in confusion, in depression, and all these things. And when I look at it from the health perspective, coming from that angle, I know that people who are degenerated, like in their thyroid, like me, their parathyroid, having issues with their transverse colon, their pituitary and pineal glands and stuff like that, their endocrine system has been greatly compromised and degenerated. It's not online, and this impacts us. It affects us on every level, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And so we have to be able to help ourselves to move forward, to know that we can, this isn't the end. our story is not over. This is part of it. My story is here, and in coming to terms with this and accepting it and dealing with different emotions like embarrassment, hurt, pain, suffering, betrayal, just there's various emotions that come in: despair, depression, anxiety, anything that comes up and that has been keeping me stuck. When I'm dealing with those things, I have to look at the cause of them from various levels, and this is complex, and so I want to be as clean as possible. I want to continue to look at my life and to move forward with this detox specialist course that I'm in. I'm loving it and learning so much, and I want to I don't want to give up. I don't want to give in to bullies that are out there. I don't want to feel like I'm never going to have my little ones back, but I also want to accept doing my best and everything that I can, whatever it is that I'm supposed to do in this lifetime, giving it my all, that I'm okay and I will be able to accept what is happening in my life and see it through new perspectives, knowing that things are working out for me. And this, sometimes it's hard to see that, and I know for many who aren't at this place, this can sound completely like, oh my gosh, what is this lady talking about? I realize that. And like I said before, this is not something we have to accept, meaning that it's okay that this is happening to families where corruption is, where people are being hurt using lies and stuff like that. That is not okay. It's not okay. And so we have a part to play in this. But knowing that in this moment, we are right where we're supposed to be, and we will be given answers when we are quiet and we hear this still small voice, and we take time out to, just be involved in self-care. It's so, so important. So I don't want to ramble on with you guys, but I did want to bring this stuff forward because I think it's important at this time for us to really be loving ourselves and to be doing everything we can at every level to step up and to get off of our knees and to be able to speak our truth. And this truth is not a truth that is just something we believe in our mind. It is a truth of who we are. We are spiritual beings having temporary human experience. We are not physical beings having a spiritual experience. We are here for a purpose, and everything is made to grow us, to evolve us, to help us, to challenge us. And so when we realize that, I think that we will be able to climb out of the pain and suffering that we've been in. We'll be able to grab each other's hands, and no more survival mode for us, but instead it will be conscious living in the heart space, and knowing that we don't have to be stuck in creation, and that there is this invisible intelligence that is all around us and within us, that we are a part of. We are expressions of the divine. We have to find our power, and we have to stand in it, and we have to trust that everything's gonna work out. Trust yourself. Trust the divine within. I love you guys. Namaste. I'm just gonna turn this around before I turn it off. I almost turned it off, and I'm like, why am I hurrying? Besides, my arm's about ready to fall off. But I'm gonna do a 360-degree turn. And I will say, as I'm turning, you guys, the tendencies to use food to numb the pain comes with the healing that's still taking place because of my kids being taken from me, and coming to accept where I am right now so that I'm actually able to move forward, and trusting that there is going to be an outcome that is good and positive and uplifting and help all of us. It doesn't seem so when I look around, but I know that things are going to get better, and so they're going to turn out right the way they're supposed to, and there's no coincidences and there's no mistakes. And so yeah, that's what faith is, you guys. We have to have faith and not let these lower vibrations keep us down. We are powerful spiritual beings. I love you guys. Namaste again.